we need an order of operations. And we need an order of operations, of course, for arithmetic. Now, this is pretty common. Many students tell me, oh, I already know these. I want to present one that maybe you didn't know or haven't seen before. I'm going to present GEMS. Okay, so let me tell you how GEMS helps me remember the order of operations for arithmetic. So the first thing I do when I see an arithmetic expression and I need to evaluate it is I look for grouping symbols. These are things like parentheses, brackets. Some people use braces as grouping symbols. I'm not a fan of that because I like to preserve my braces for sets. Absolute value bars are grouping symbols. If you look at a fraction, the stuff on the top is grouped with the stuff on the bottom, as far as I should do those first before I divide. Anyway, all grouping symbols, that's my G. Okay, second, I look for exponents and the operation that goes with exponents, because it kind of undoes them, whereas their inverse, roots. Okay, that's my E in GEMS. Next, I look for multiplication and its inverse, division. That's my M. Whoa, let's underline these all in the same color here, Tim. It's my M. And then finally, subtraction and addition. That's my S. What most students tell me is that they've memorized something, either a phrase or just an acronym, that helps them remember these things. Most students tell me that's PEMDAS or Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. I am not a fan of Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally for the following reason. If I have 17 minus 6 plus 2. If I'm using GEMS, I'm like, subtraction and addition. Those guys are the same power, so I'll do that from left to right. 17 minus 6 is 11. 11 plus 2 is 13. That is what we mean when we write this thing down. However, if someone learned PEMDAS and they forgot that, and please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, this is addition, subtraction, that's multiplication, division, exponents, parentheses. If they forget that addition and subtraction are supposed to be together, and they just say, P-E-M-D-A, A is first, and they do this first, they'll get the wrong answer here. They'll add 6 and 2 and get 8. 17 minus 8 is 9. This is not a way to write 9. It is a way to write 13. So I like GEMS because everything that goes together is just in one place. Do I have to remember that multiplication and division go together? Yes. But hopefully I do, because if I don't have that feeling of like, well, what do all these operations do? So I like GEMS because it helps me avoid this, and it's also a word, whereas PEMDAS isn't, and I need to use a phrase to remember PEMDAS so I can remember the order of operations, and then I need to remember that these go together. So if you're secure in the way you do the order of operations and you do them in this same order as one of these two, stick with it. That's great. If you are looking for a way to remember the order of operations, I think this is definitely the way to go.